And we are live. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful June 26, 2026. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself, and we're joined by Maga Mao.
I need to sleep, bro. I'm tired.
Well, get
Hey,
some
what's going
sleep
on,
then.
guys?
Good Lord. Go get some sleep.
No sleeping. I'm on the job. I can't sleep.
That's
Not right
right.
now.
Yeah, so we have a very it's gonna be kind of a not the biggest stream in the world, but I do want to talk about the current insanity going on within the Democrat Party because I think most of us just assumed after 2024 this party would realize, hey, maybe we shouldn't be as radical as we've been trying to be. Well, they took their lessons from 2024 and threw it out the window because now Gavin Newsom, who a lot of people are assuming is one of the main front runners for 2028, he's now pushing for some of the same radical stuff that the nutcases in New York are pushing for. It's just, what are they doing here? Do they really think this stuff is popular? We'll get to what they're pushing for in a second, but you can probably guess already by the headline that it's the same nonsense that we've heard in Seattle, Portland, New York City. It's just crazy. But before we get into today's stream, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can send super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get your questions answered. And we got a couple super chats to read. Sprain Bear for 2. Thune does not like Presser because he's gay. Thank you. Thanks for super chat. Let's see
I don't
here.
like Pressler because he's a fucking grifter who doesn't do anything and just sits on his ass, knocks like 3 doors for a photo op, and calls it a day. That's why I don't like Scott Pressler.
Yeah, I
He doesn't
am
know
my
shit
takes on him
about.
too, but
He doesn't know. He doesn't know shit about the actual fucking industry.
all right. American Nerd for 2. What the fuck are Democrats doing now, and how stupid / insane is it? Just a year ago, this would have been seen as so out there. The stuff that now normie Democrats are not really normie, but these are just Democrats a year ago to push back against this. Now, after what happened in New York on Tuesday, which Luke, what happened in New York just a couple days ago? What
Bunch of
happened?
batshit people on their primaries.
Yeah, and
Uh,
not by tiny margins either. We're talking about some of those races were like plus 30. It was bad.
Blew it out of the
So,
park. Yeah.
yeah, it was not fun. American Nerd for 2. Also, Elon is no longer a trillionaire anymore. It's as if wealth changes like that. When people are like Elon Musk are wealthy like they are, it radically changes based on how the stock market's doing. Wow, what a shocking
Also,
turn of
like, just
events.
because they have like officially $1 trillion, like they don't have like that much like they can't buy like something for $1 trillion.
Yeah, and we'll
Like,
get to that in a second because that's kind of
yeah,
what Gavin Newsom's pushing.
because most of their wealth is in
Yeah,
investments.
and obviously they could sell a lot of it, and a lot of them do. But random Polish guy for 5. Yes, let's run crazy race commies in a midterm electorate that totally worked out well in 2018 and 22. Yeah, I mean, have these people ever won any swing district or swing race ever? I'm being serious when I ask that. Yes, they win in San Francisco and Seattle, but have they ever won an actual swing state or swing district anywhere? I'm being serious. Like, can anybody name a time they have done that?
They haven't yet.
Yeah,
Can't think of
they don't.
the
Be-
closest you could get to was some people call Fetterman's 22 campaign aggressive. But look how
well,
that's hurt.
yeah, I wouldn't count
Like,
that, but I guess at the time maybe. But even then,
he wasn't really running as a progressive, though. He deliberately rejected the progressive label.
yeah,
And this new type of progressive, you got to remember, in 2022, Fetterman ran as a pro-Israel Democrat. It's
yeah,
something he ran on.
progressive from
Just
10 years
wasn't an
ago.
issue.
Yeah, progressives 10 years ago were not as crazy as they are today. So we'll get to that though. Object Clay's Kidder for 2. Democrat infighting is worse than GOP during 22 cycle. Yeah, you're right. Ben Ballway for 2. I think the bottom fell out for the Rainbow Coalition. All right, let's just talk about what Gavin Newsom's pushing for, because the results on Tuesday I think shook the Democrat Party to its core. I don't think they were expecting that. And for those that live under a rock, there were like, I think it was like 3 or 4 candidates Mamdani backed, right? And they all won by pretty big margins. And we're not talking about just generic progressives. Wasn't one of them a nutcase that was like literally a Hamas sympathizer or something?
I mean, yeah, you had what's her face, uh, DAC. They're
Yeah. I know you're
like
talking about.
fucking batshit, like absolute insane. This is a woman who converted to Islam because she felt personally attacked by the Gaza stuff, and it's like someone who talked about like how Russia was being oppressed by the United States, the country that has currently been butchering Ukrainians for the past 4 years, because they're
Yeah.
led by a fucking ex KGB agent that unfortunately has a lot of support on the American right. Which,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
stupid.
she's supporting. She's like very far left on that to the point where she's supporting Russia, supports China, supports terrorist states in the Middle East. That's what she does. She hates America.
Yeah.
Um,
That's simply put. Ran a Polish guy for 2. They're running a crazy and Florida majority Cuban district. Yeah, I know you're talking about. These nutcases are running everywhere. It's like, do you think you're going to appeal to Cuban voters in Miami? Do you
yes.
really think these voters that escaped from Cuba 50 years ago, they're going to love you? These people are nuts. And you just look at what they're saying, and it's not just generic progressive talking points like universal healthcare. They're now openly saying we have to abolish prisons, abolish the police. We got to tax everybody to death. It's like, and we'll get to tax stuff in a second because that's the thing that Newsom's pushing for. America noted for 2. Democrat leadership is sweating nervously right now. Yeah, because they're realizing, some of them at least are realizing, this is a clusterfuck waiting to happen. Like a complete and utter shit show. So, isn't she also dual citizen? I don't think so. Is she?
I don't
DAC.
believe so.
I won't be surprised. Andrew Jones for 5. How much longer till Democrats finally learn they created a monster they can't control? I think they realized it. It's too late though. That ship has sailed. They're starting to realize it now. And there was an article from CNN where apparently people like Tom Swazi, they may leave the Democrat Party. So we'll get to that later. So, Object Clay's Kidder for 5. Do you think since we're getting the candidates named and them being progressive, do you think the Democrat generic ballot approval will start falling? Yes, I think it will. Because you're not running just one nutcase in a safe Democrat seat. They're actively running these nutcases in swing districts and swing states. Everywhere. I mean, of all the Democrat candidates in the swing states, the most normal is Roy Cooper, which, of course. But outside of that, who's the most non-schizophrenic type in the swing states? Like John Ossoff, maybe? Yeah, that's not good. Like John Ossoff.
Even I don't care. He's a fucking shitlid too. He sucks.
Yeah,
like
he is.
He called Trump voters a cancer on this country.
So it's like
on flip
all the swing states and districts.
Which is why I'm telling people, don't fucking say that that's solid Democrat.
That's insane to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roy Cooper's the most sane one. So, yeah.
I guess Pappas too is it.
Yeah, but
sane.
That's not. I wouldn't really consider New Hampshire a swing state this cycle.
It is. The Senate race.
I guess maybe, but
I think Pappas will probably win at the end of the day, but that very much is a swing Senate race.
Yeah.
The Republicans are investing a lot of money. Internals
indirectly, actually, but
internals a few months ago actually had excuse me, I'm tired and stuff. Sununu up. So
yeah, I heard about that.
It's very winnable. It's very winnable.
Random Polish guy for 5. Not to get you off topic, but at some point, can I get your opinion on the Trump truth post about communism and its game on? Oh, we'll get to that. I think Trump realizes where things are heading, and that's what he's talking about that. But okay, so let's talk about Gavin Newsom. He is behind Kamala Harris. I would say everyone would agree he is kind of right now, he's the second place for the nomination for 28. I think everyone agrees to that, right? Like, he's in second place. Who else would be in second? Maybe AOC, like an outside chance, maybe. I think realistically, it's Harris, Newsom, and then who do you got? AOC, I guess. I'm trying to think of names. Anybody got anybody? Luke, think of somebody.
Okay, what?
Like outside of Harris, like who is outside of Harris and Newsom, who are kind of like the main people for 28? I'm trying to think of some people.
AOC. I
Yeah.
think she's going to be the nominee.
You think AOC?
Yes.
I don't think so.
No, I think so. Dude, the progressives are having their year now. Like, they're having their time. And I think she'll be the nominee. That's my hot take. I'm very early on making a hot take. I think
I
AOC
think
will
it's gonna be
the nominee.
either Harris or Newsom. I think right now those are the clear front runners. And
Sure.
oh my god.
It might be a hot take, but that's what I'm saying.
Oh well, you can tell if you hear that noise, you can tell Ye's here. So hello Ye.
Everyone go out right now and go buy the red, white, and blue raspberry monster that they're releasing for the US 250th. If you don't, you're gay.
Wait a minute, hold on. That was you. That's actually you joining.
Yes, that
I
was
didn't
me.
look at
I
Discord.
joined and I joined and I opened the can.
I would just guess it was you by the noise, and it's oh my gosh.
Who else joins this VC just to crack open a cold one? That's me. Only I do that. That's my bit. You can't have it.
I guess. Fair enough. So yeah, we're just talking about some stuff. But yeah, who are your thoughts of 28 for the Democrat side? Yeah, outside of Newsom and Harris.
It's gonna be Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's gonna run?
I think
Ossoff's
Newsom's
probably
running.
gonna run. Okay, well, who's gonna run? Right, Newsom is running. Harris is running. Take that to the bank. Well,
Ossoff, I think.
Ossoff,
If he
assuming he
wins.
wins re-election, is going to run. Warnock will not, and the only reason Warnock is not running is one, Ossoff is probably already running, and two, if Warnock runs, he has to give up his Senate seat because I believe in Georgia you cannot run for Senate and president at the same time, and he's up for re-election in 2028.
Well, no state. You cannot run for president and senate at the same time in any state.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. I'm sorry. I know there are some states like Delaware where you can run for vice president,
Yeah, Kentucky said
At the
Most
same
states
time.
you can do that.
Yeah, most states you can.
but president,
Vice.
no. Yeah. I'm sorry. Thank you for
No,
that.
for vice president. Because
But
like
no.
Paul Ryan ran for re-election of the House.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's right. It's freaking dumb shit. I will never forget that. Like you refused to campaign the final week because you thought you won. Dumbasses. But
Yeah, and Biden did
anyways.
the same thing. Biden ran for re-election in 2008 on this ticket as Obama's running mate, which, like, looking back on it now, you're like, why would you even run for Senate? Because you're obviously going to become president. But I guess that was just like a backup plan in case something just went crazily bad.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point. So, American Noted for 10. Democrats never admit that they're screwed with their new candidates because this is their new base now. Their old base either switch Republican or independent or just dying off from old age. Well, yeah, I mean, you know what's bad when Gavin Newsom's coming out of the woodwork and pushing this shit? Because at this point, this proves this is the generic talking point for Dems. So, yeah, I want to get to this because he proposed. Take a guess what he proposed today. After what happened in New York on Tuesday, just take a guess.
He proposed reviving Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes. But no,
Okay,
it's
that makes sense.
It's actually more taxes for everybody. Yay.
I love taxes.
His proposal would create a minimum tax on billionaires and oh gosh, this is the worst part of it all. A national public equity fund whereby Americans would own a stake in the artificial intelligence industry as well as close tax loopholes for the ultra wealthy. Notice how it says public equity. You can probably guess where this is heading, right? You could probably guess. So this nutcase, after what happened in New York, they're realizing they have to appease these radicals in their party. They've created a monster they can't control. So now they're saying, yeah, we're going to tax all the billionaires. If you have a net worth of at least $100 million, you pay a minimum tax, which like Luke is saying, just because you have a net worth of $100 million, that does not mean you have the money on hand. Like, do these idiots even understand that? Do they just
No,
think
and,
Elon
like,
Musk
they're-
has $1 trillion on hand?
yes, these people are retarded, but I'm not even necessarily against a higher income tax on the
No,
ultra
I'm fine
wealthy
with that.
because I think that although they do pay a lot of money, their burden, like them being taxed an extra 5% doesn't do nearly the amount of damage to their bottom line as it does to, like, the average person. So I'm actually in favor of increased income taxes
Well,
on
yeah,
the wealthy.
he's not even talking
But
income tax.
this is an income tax. No, no, no. This is a wealth tax on people. What is basically going to happen is if they do what, like, but it's almost like the unrealized capital gains tax. If they
Batshit
go through with
crazy.
stuff like this, they are going to force people, they're going to force the ultra wealthy to liquidate the stock market on a schedule once a year.
What's the
I don't
worst that could happen?
I'm not sure if you guys know about the stock market and how that works, but billions of dollars being sold, or billions of dollars worth of stocks being sold every single year on a schedule, in order to pay taxes to the government is very bad for the stock market. It's not good at all. You shouldn't do it, and you shouldn't make the government make you do it because that's bad.
Wow, it's bad.
Would you fucking believe it? It's bad.
No, you're telling me forcing rich people, which I'm not shilling for rich people. I think a lot of them are hacks, but you're telling me it's a bad idea to force these people to sell off their shares at the same time? Like, what's the worst that could happen? All that money from the economy just vanishing. Wonder where that money's gonna go. But yeah, so not just that though. He's saying they want to essentially nationalize the AI industry and make it a public equity fund, not a public fund, an equity fund. How is that going to go? I know there's different terminology for equity, but
I
you
gotta
know,
crash out. I'll see you guys.
you know damn well when they say equity, you know what they're talking about. It's definitely not going to be fair for everybody.
It reminds me of when our good friend Paul Ryan recommended that to save Social Security, they would put Social Security into the stock market.
Yeah.
And by doing this, they would make the government the single largest holder of stocks in the country. It would hold like over half of all stocks by making Social Security that.
Yeah. And I know, guys, equity is a terminology for, finance and stuff. I get that, but
10,000 years of death.
yeah. I just find it funny though. It's like it's always equity. Every time they say something, it's always related to equity or equality or whatever. But
What are we talking about?
so just Gavin Newsom pushing basically he wants to nationalize the AI industry and make it a bullshit public fund and create a wealth tax for everybody.
You're telling me the dude who's a colossal fucking grifter wants to push endless fucking bullshit onto people because he wants to be elected president? Wow. Holy
Whoa.
shit.
It's like the worst.
Oh my god.
The worst part about this is you notice how they always propose tax increases for wealthy people, but it always ends up where poor people still have to pay taxes. In fact, they always find new taxes for poor people or middle income people. Funny how that works.
Yeah.
They never
Do you
lower
have
taxes.
the courage to hate the poor?
Yes.
So true.
But no, seriously, like in California, they're pushing that software tax. Do you think that's just gonna hurt rich people? It's gonna hurt everybody. You know, these taxes, they never go away. They never decrease other taxes. They just add more and more until everything's taxed like is in California. Can you imagine for a second? Just, hey, Tyrone, half your wealth is disappearing this year. We're taking half your wealth. Not income, your wealth.
I mean, they already do that with property taxes in Texas.
I guess a little bit, but
I think my favorite bit is the same people who support these ultra wealth taxes, who support massive increases in the corporate income tax rate, and like, all of this and that. They don't. And excuse me. Anyways, sorry. So they support all this. Shut the fuck up. They support all this shit, right? And then they literally they come out against tariffs because tariffs raise prices. Like, do you not know what increased wealth and corporate tax rates does to the cost of items? That shit goes way up. But tariffs designed to encourage companies to move production to the United States and increase investments. No, we can't do that because that increases prices. Instead, we'll tax them way more and then force them to leave. That's the plan.
Yes. That's a 7D chess move. And you know he's only saying this to appease his base. That's literally the only reason why he's saying this.
Like, God damn.
So, but the thing is,
God.
the average Democrat supports this shit, by the way. Like, this is the generic talking point now. If Gavin Newsom's saying it,
The average Democrat doesn't necessarily support this as much as they do. They support, you know, policies that are going to Gibbs me that. They support Gibbs. That's all it is. They support Gibbs.
yeah. American Nerd for 2. Harris will be the Democrat nominee in 28. Newsom close second. I agree. American Nerd for 2. Imagine Newsom as the head of the IRS. Fuck no. Absolutely not. Object Clays Cater for 5. Do you think the DNC and other groups will fund progressive campaigns, especially when they don't have money and progressives are anti-establishment? Well, that's where it gets kind of weird because now it's like anytime the Democrat Party supports any candidate, it like fucks them over the primary, which is just hilarious. But
Well, the thing
I
with
don't know.
progressives is a lot of them are running in safe Dem seats. They don't need
yeah,
money.
they don't need money. But I think he's talking about primaries. I think.
Oh, in primaries? No, they're never going to. Like, they don't have a reason to.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. But yeah, in terms of the general election, our good friend, the Osama bin Laden in Michigan,
My great friend.
he's gonna cost the party a lot of money.
No, don't you know he's an unstoppable electoral juggernaut? Rich Bear said this.
True.
Oh my gosh. A Glitch Evie has joined the channel. Thank you so much, good sir. A Glitch Evie for 5. Vance Rubio will crush Newsom. I agree. I just don't see how anyone can look at California. They're adding more taxes every day. There's a new tax. Software taxes now. They're wealth taxes, which I thought that failed already.
It did fail. Anyways, who does Harris pick as her running mate? Because she can't pick Tim Walz. Tim Walz is currently -15 in Minnesota.
And Tim Walz kind of went off the rails a little bit. So,
Oh, dude, he went
Okay.
off the deep end.
yeah.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out, right? Hear me out. Who is a good moderate seeming senator from a swing state that is of an ethnic profile that is wildly popular with the donors and is going to serve? It is probably more likely than not going to survive his race this year.
Ossoff?
Our good friend John Ossoff.
That's actually a good pick. Or that
He is from the black person state after all. He is king of the king of the black people.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he did not get carried by Warnock. We're gonna see this here, by the way. How is he gonna do without
by the
Warnock?
way, she is I don't know. Like the only reason she might not pick Ossoff is because she turned down fucking Josh Shapiro because he was Jewish and
That's the
Ossoff
thing.
is Jewish.
And that's a funny thing. Well, it shouldn't be funny, but
No,
that's
it's
why-
actually really fucking
well,
funny.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's like in 2026, there's a non-zero chance people like Ossoff and Shapiro underperform because they're Jewish. Like, unironically, would you be surprised if that happens?
I don't think those voters exist in any real capacity in Pennsylvania or Georgia.
Trust a plan.
If Josh Shapiro was running in like Oregon, I could see a lot of undervotes in like Portland, but not.
I guess
Philadelphia doesn't like those two states aren't known for their progressive whites. They're known for just having black people.
that's true, but it would be kind of funny though. They just underperform.
Well,
It's
they're
like,
known
I
for
really
other
like-
things associated with black people, but we're not going to get into that on stream.
Really makes you think.
Object Clays Cater for 2. What do you think of the possible first Virginia government shutdown? That is hilarious. They hate each other now. That's what they fucking get. Man, who would have thought burning all your political capital on a very clearly partisan redistricting referendum and gun control is unpopular?
Someone asked if they would pick Spanberger, not after
Fuck
failing
no.
the 10-1.
Spanberger's done. Her career's dead.
Okay,
She put a lot of political capital into that.
Spanberger, while not Jewish, she has a Jewish enough sounding last name to where an idiot like Harris might assume she's just a Jew.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think with Virginia, they fucked up. They fucked it up at every possible turn. Like they fucked up gun control. They fucked up redistricting. Now they can't pass a budget. Like, how do you accomplish
How
that?
do you not pass a budget? You have a majority in both chambers.
Because
what are we doing?
Because Spanberger and the freaking clown in the state senate, what's her name?
The black one, I don't know. I try not to think about her.
Luis Lucas.
Yeah, everybody hates her now.
Do not say the name of the Antichrist in my presence,
Because
please. Thank you.
Lucas and Spanberger have a fight going on right now, and they hate each other because they blame each other for the referendum. So
The referendum failed because you pushed it unconstitutionally in violation of the Constitution, like not legal, as in illegal, as in you should have known that it wasn't legal, that what you did, which was illegal.
random question: do y'all support gun control? Let's see here. We got 2 Texans here.
March for Our Lives is my favorite political organization.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, fuck gun control.
Any firearm that carries more than 6 rounds is a weapon of mass
No,
destruction.
one
So
round.
so 6 is okay. So 6 is okay, but 7 is not.
Thank you.
So you're saying we need to limit it to about 6 or 7 rounds.
Thank you. What the fuck?
Bro
is
just
happening?
turned into the Bioraptor from Ridley Pitch Black. Jesus Christ.
From the what?
The Bioraptor. Did you not see Pitch Black?
I
The
actually
Ripley
haven't.
movie? Bro.
I gotta watch it. President Gilbert Giddy up for 5. President Gibby is here as Tyron would say, Princess Gibby is here. What did I
was
miss
gonna
of
say
late?
I was gonna say Princess Giddy. Give it up. Fuck.
Okay, correct the direct for 5. They respected me for saying it. John Ossoff, king of the black people. That's a Family Guy reference. For those
I
that
don't know. I think Ossoff. I do think Ossoff is a dark horse VP pick. Who knows? Maybe if he actually outperforms relative to other Dims, he might try to run himself.
I think he's gonna run. That's my take. But
And
if he
remember,
wins-
I want you to say this, like, because I know you've been hearing it. I've been saying since 2022, John Ossoff is a dark horse. Can't say it with me, kids. John Ossoff is a dark horse candidate for the 2020 election, or 2028. Fuck.
Yeah. President Gilbert Giddy up for 5. The only king of black people there is our black soldier queen Tyrone. Gosh. Kirk for 2. Her delaying the legal weed another year
Who?
also hurt her. You.
Kirk?
Shut up. Kirk.
Like
stop. Just
Charlie
stop.
Kirk?
Do we
Kirk
do
for
we
2.
carry the flame?
Her delaying the legal weed another year also hurt her. Yeah, I think Lucas is screwed. I don't. How do you survive that politically? I don't know. We'll see.
We had a chance to get rid of her. She got double bunked with a long time Democrat, and her being a fucking showboating retard apparently riled enough people to keep her in power.
Wow, what a shocking turn of events. I don't know.
Okay, hear me out, guys. Hear me out, guys. Graham Plaffner as Harris's VP. It'd be funny. Think about how funny it would be. He has working class appeal.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's been a long time since the Democrats have run a United States Marine Corps veteran too, smiley face.
Yeah. Anyways. Oh, we got some breaking news for President Trump. Hold up here. It pertains to.
Okay, I'm holding.
I gotta. Oh, good lord! I went past it. I'm stupid. Let me find it. If Twitter can work, it's been down to. I don't know what the fuck's going on Twitter today. Okay, right here, found it. So a little while ago, President Trump put out a statement threatening the EU, which is already a W.
Oh, he's so based.
Yeah. So apparently Trump is saying he'll impose a 100% tariff on all goods sent to the U.S. for any country that imposes a digital service tax on American companies. So
You say imposes a digital circus,
service tax, like the EU
like
trying to
an amazing one.
Stop.
I'm going to kill you. I'm gonna drive to where you live. I'm gonna kill you with a gun because I'm a violent felon
Stop.
with a gun.
Stop.
I'm illegal.
Okay, anyways, but yeah, so President Trump is saying they will have a 100% tariff on all these countries if they impose a digital service tax, because that's kind of a big thing going on in the EU. They're trying to tax everything just like California. Yeah, President Trump is saying, yeah, well, we're going to tariff everything 100%. Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
Yay, more
We do live in a
instability in
strong
the
army.
global market.
Let's go. We want more instability. Fuck the global economy. This is what I wanted. Blow everything up.
Fuck the
Got what
global
I voted for
economy.
award.
Is she cute? She's single?
Gosh. Object classificator for 10. Virginia politics revolves around the legislator, not the governor. Spanberger came from Congress, where it revolves around POTUS. Plus House is full of progressives. Governor and Senate are not. Plus governor has no allies in the legislator. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. It just Spanberger's fucked politically. I don't see her have any chance or future. So
Spanberger is done.
Yeah. American Order for 2. Would Ossoff win for coattails in the governor race? No. American Order for 2. Yes, more tariffs to the EU. Fuck those assholes. Yeah. We want to crash the global economy. What's the worst that can happen?
With no survivors.
We want to crash the economy. Oh, shut up. Did he really make that reference?
Of course.
Oh, gosh. Correct the track for 2. 6, 7 screaming because they got banished to London. Yeah.
Hey, yay.
No.
Hey, yay.
Don't do it.
6, 7!
Thank you. I'm surprised. Like, the good thing is it doesn't peak in the Discord, but still, you can just tell it's like fuck up your mic.
I have
Discord,
a
isn't that, like-
$130 microphone. If it doesn't come through, I'm very upset.
No, it comes through. It doesn't peak, thankfully. So.
Oh yeah, that's the really cool part about having a
Yeah,
microphone.
you need to yell about 6 or 7 times harder.
I'm tired, boss. I can't keep doing it.
I'm tired, boss.
Between 6 or 7. The fuck was that?
Calm down, small child.
All right, but anyway, so yeah, they expect one of us in the wreckage, brother.
They expect one of us in the wreckage, brother.
Yes, we're gonna
How
crash
many?
the pound.
How many? About 6 or 7.
Yeah. So yeah, Trump's tariffing the shit out of the EU, which is automatically. Anytime we fuck with the EU, I support it. I don't care. Everyone knows.
I trans heart fucking over our only true allies.
Yes.
Outside of Asia, smiley face.
Fuck the EU. These guys suck. President Gilbert Getty up for 5. Ye screaming was him doing his impersonation of a female cop when she got her partner got shot, and her voice got very masculine. What?
Hey, yay.
I swear to God.
Taser.
Taser.
You know, after what happened in Canada, that just like
I was gonna say, do you guys ever heard of Canada, buddy?
I just can't get over like how you predicted that. Like,
Do you know how many syllables are in taser?
no, please no.
I will leave the VC this instant.
Random Polish guy for 5. When is it my turn? When is it my turn in a long line of Polish patriots to say the game is on for the commies? Trump, when is the game being played? Yeah, we're gonna talk about what Trump said yesterday about the communists, which is funny.
LARP to her commentary,
Yes.
but yeah.
We're LARPing. We gotta defeat the communists. We gotta stop communism. American Order for 2. Speaking of F the EU, 1 week away from America 250. Yeah, 1 week away. Curb Your Enthusiasm
And I'm
for
still
2.
gonna have to go into work for the military. Yay.
Curb Your Enthusiasm for 2. What does the EU import to us and vice versa?
Enthusiast parts.
Yeah. There's some like oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart right now.
Oh, that sounds bad. You should stop farting in your brain. I don't think that's good for you.
Tyrone, you know what they send and we trade with them. I'm having like malfunction right now. Let me actually pull up the chart, actually. US,
Who said what?
What the US and EU, what they trade with each other.
I mean, you're gonna have to be more specific. We do a lot of trading with the EU.
No shit. By goods. Because like there's specific goods we get from there and vice versa.
I mean, it doesn't even necessarily matter what we trade with them. They are our second largest trading partner.
Yeah.
We trade nearly $2 trillion worth of stuff with the EU as a whole.
Yeah, but it's stuff like cars and basically everything. You know the thing.
There's literally, yeah, no, like we do
We trade everything.
literally, we trade literally
But
everything.
there's obviously some stuff more than others. So, all right. Chance Drazik for 5. Massie bitching about the Save Act. Dude can't. Oh my God. What? Is he get the Save Act now? Hold up. Can't support an 80-20 issue. Piss off people concerned about election integrity. What a word that rhymes with a bag. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
You-
I'm not surprised.
You have Thomas Massie running around and saying we do not have to pass the Save Act because there's no election fraud. Fuck you. Are you serious?
And this is
right
why
now?
you lost your election.
Oh, how the Massie? Well, the Massie sycophants are like dead. Like currently, they're politically dead. Nobody cares what they have to say. Which, by the way, I thought according to Barris that Massie would become more powerful when he lost. How's that going? But yeah, so now he is saying the Save Act is a distraction because we won all the elections. What? Wait, what? Yeah, so now he is saying the Save Act is a scam. It's a distraction. What's a distraction from? The Epstein files, probably. I'm so sick of this. Like, why did people show for this guy in the first place? Why?
Because they liked being counter signaling edgelord. I'm a contrarian, which means I allow people to think, or I allow people to dictate what my thoughts are, but in
Yes.
the opposite direction.
Curb enthusiasm for 2. There goes the neighborhood libertarian. Yeah. The Lilberts are dying right now. And now he's saying there's no election fraud. He's gonna try to block the Save Act. After 3 months ago, he was claiming, no, I supported it, even though I voted against the procedural stuff to get to the final vote. Yeah, I totally support the Save Act, everybody. It's just stupid.
Suspiciously opposing the Save Act shaped throat jack.
Did he allege his election was stolen like a month
Yeah.
ago?
He said it was stolen by Israel.
That's right. Yeah, the Israelis stole the election in Kentucky. He said that. It is his concession speech, which by the way, he never conceded. He alleged that Ed Goldrein's a traitor and that he's an Israeli spy. He never conceded. Instead, he said the Israelis stole our elections. Fuck you. Let me pull this up, actually. Let me pull it up.
Okay, I'm waiting for you to pull it up.
I gotta find it.
Bro's gotta find it.
Shut the fuck up. Curb enthusiasm for 2. There goes the neighborhood libertarian. Yep. American Nerd for 2.
You read that already.
Sorry. American Nerd for 2. Massey's gonna run at 28 and get like 0.001%. Yeah. Yes, he will.
I gotta get going. See you.
Yeah. I gotta find it. So just me right now. I gotta find the tweets because he's on record saying, hold up. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Thomas Massie, not even 3 weeks ago, was claiming. There it is, found it. He was claiming that the Israelis stole an election in Kentucky. They bought a congressional seat, which again, we're not even disputing that. That's yes, the Israeli lobby, they spent a lot of money on this district, but they weren't the only reason why it lost. The point is, though, he was saying a month ago that his election was stolen by the Israelis. Now he's saying, guys, there's no fraud whatsoever. He is full of shit. I'm getting so sick and tired of these same people. It's the same people, by the way. They push the same shit over and over again. Now, the Save Act is not needed because we win elections. Do people understand how stupid that sounds? President Gilbert getting up for 50. I have a funny thing to say. In Houston, when I have to travel to work, there are billboards of two lawyers who were laying in bed together with WTF faces. Two cowboys with one giving a back hug. Recent billboard says, guess who's on the Epstein files? What the fuck? I don't know what you're talking about, but thanks for super chat. Oh, it's an anti-Trump billboard. I get it. What? It's stupid. He also had the nerve to run as pro-Trump. Yeah, he was saying he was the Trump-backed candidate in his district, not online. Online, he was anti-Trump. He hates Trump's guts. But on the ground, with his shitty commercials, he is the pro-Trump candidate. Trump loves Thomas Massie. It's bullshit. It is complete and total bullshit what they're pushing here. Massie fans prove that some people deserve to be called a goy. Well, I mean, listen, again, I get some of the criticisms here about the Israeli lobby, which I never disagree with most of it. I think it's a valid criticism. It's a valid concern that, yeah, the single lobby has this much influence. But still, at the same time, you cannot just say the election was stolen or bought by a foreign country and then 5 minutes later and say, we need to stop the SAVE Act from passing because there's no fraud. Okay, even if there's no fraud, why are you against voter ID? Why are you against proof of citizenship? If there's no fraud, okay, we'll just add this system to make it more secure, to make sure it never happens, and it adds transparency, makes people believe the elections are real. So I'm trying to figure out what's like the point. Okay, fraud doesn't happen because we win. What? Curb your enthusiasm for 2. My man needs to stay off 4chan slash. Oh gosh, yeah, 4chan. I agree. American Nerd for 10. Imagine if Massie out of nowhere just decides to resign from Congress and trigger a special election before November and runs again only to lose by an even larger margin instead of special. That would be funny. It probably would happen. Massie should have been quiet and not make Trump upset and instead run for governor. Yeah, listen, here's a reality of what happened. You guys want to know the truth about Thomas Massie, why he lost his mind? The real reason he turned on Trump like 100%. He wanted to be the Secretary of Agriculture, and Trump said no. And he went off the rails. That's what really happened. He even admitted it. Thomas Massie himself admitted that, yeah, we were in talks of me being the Secretary of Agriculture, and it didn't work out. And instead of accepting it, he said, I'm going to vote against everything because I said so. Man, isn't that a very principled person? It's just his feelings got hurt. So, Right Guy for 2 has been a member for 9 months. Is Massie just going to be some 4chan edgelord? Yeah, basically. Yeah, let me pull up the agriculture thing. I got to find it because this is insane. He literally said this. Yeah, I got to find it. It was a while ago. Massie gonna be start a stupid podcast. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a Rumble podcast. The Rumble podcast would be terrible, just like MTG's reality show. Actually, what makes more sense for Massie? A reality TV show or podcast? Because if MTG is going the route of reality TV, I think Thomas Massie's not far behind her. There's a thought. I don't know. So he pulled a Romney, MTG, and George Conway. Yeah, basically. He used principles as an excuse, but in reality, he only did it because he was not given the position he wanted. So, TV show. Yeah, I would not be surprised if he wants reality TV, just like Thomas Massie does, or MTG. Introducing my new podcast, Noticing with Thomas Massie. I would be surprised. American Noted for 2, why Secretary of Agriculture? That seems random. Well, Thomas Massie, before he went off the rails with Epstein, one of his biggest issues was kind of the Maha stuff, a little bit. That was kind of his big thing, you know, clean air, clean food, all that type of stuff. That was kind of his big issue. So it does make sense to a certain extent. But Trump was right not to pick him because he's a scumbag. He made the right decision. I'm not even saying who his agriculture secretary is right now sucks or isn't bad. She's awful. But compared to Massie, I mean, I don't know. They will be filming it in Costa Rica. Yeah, aren't they still in Costa Rica? I'm pretty sure. All right. Where are we at? The Real Goy Wives of Cincinnati Suburbs. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Rollins is awful. I agree. She's terrible. But at this point, what's really the difference? Like, okay, Thomas Massie's shit and gonna backstab you and pull these games, and Rollins is just garbage. Pick your poison. All right, so I do want to talk about the other story. We talked about this with Gavin Newsom, where the Democrat Party, they're kind of embracing the radical wing of their party. They are trying to embrace the radicalism because what happened in New York. For those that live under a rock, there was forgot to close that out. Or not close it, I just forgot to refresh it. There we go, fixed it. So there we go. So on Tuesday, there were a bunch of primaries in New York that, well, let's just say it was a pretty big night for the more radical wing of the party, because the Zoran Mamdani wing, that's what they're calling it, they won basically everything. And now there is growing angst among many sitting Democrats after Mamdani allies won 3 primaries, including defeating incumbents. So there were 2 incumbents that went down, Goldman and how do you say it? Espaillat? Yeah, Espaillat. And most immediately, they worry it'll make it tougher to flip the House this year, with Republicans eager to tee up Mamdani slate's most controversial positions for attack ads and battlegrounds. And that's going to be the issue for Dems. We're not talking about just one random Democrat that's schizophrenic. It was 3 nutcases that took down 2 incumbents and won an open race. And these people are just batshit crazy. Not just on the Israeli issue, whatever, that's one thing. But these are the type of people to say, we have to abolish police. We have to abolish prisons. Everything's abolished except universal health care, some garbage like that. That's what's going on here. They want to make your lives miserable, like John would say. They hate you. They want to make your lives miserable. And they only won in large part because, you guessed it, the Israeli issue. What are we doing here? It's not about any other policy for the Democrats except Israel. It doesn't matter if the nutcase wants to abolish prisons, is a literal terrorist sympathizer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if she hates America, openly says it, as long as you're anti-Israel. That's enough for a lot of people in the Democrat Party. The third worldists, they're nutcases, and they won all these primaries in New York City. Yeah, they're worse than communists at this point. And it's not just a couple people upset about this. You have Greg Meeks, who's very close to Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. He's a top Democrat in New York. And he said right out that this is an awful night for New York. This is not good. And these nutcases winning these primaries, that's not actually a good thing. And in fact, right here, there was one Democrat lawmaker sitting in a battleground district that told CNN that they're so concerned with the rise of the Democrat Socialist America that they have begun having serious conversations with donors about leaving the party altogether. Yeah. So it's getting so bad. And now they're realizing this is a problem. Gavin Newsom and Harris, they have to appease these people to win primaries. But the average rank and file Democrat in these swing districts or more competitive seats, yes, they're party line votes. But even they're realizing these people are fucking crazy. It's bad enough that they want these radical policies, but they're unironic third worldists. And now there might be some Democrats actively leaving the party if they keep going down this rabbit hole. And by the way, it's Tom Suozzi. It's Tom Suozzi or the other lady in Long Island. I don't think of anybody else in New York that would do this except Suozzi. But yeah, it's Tom Suozzi. Everybody knows it. It's an open secret. So, yeah. Let me read some super chats to catch up on some stuff. President Gilbert Giddy up for 5. But Rap, don't you know it's principal conservatism to throw a fit if your feelings hurt? You need to get up with the times. Smiley face. Yeah. Chance Drazik for 5. He probably could have gotten that job. But knowing him, he probably ran his mouth and ticked Trump off. He always had mild TDS and counter-signaled MAGA. That's true. That's Thomas Massie. Richard Head for 2. Hot take. Perry Johnson will be the governor of Michigan. I don't think so. I think John James wins a primary. President Gilbert Giddy up for 2. Well, this makes Democrats more of a regional party. Kind of. America noted for 2. They want America to be at like an HOA on steroids. Yeah. But yeah, you have Tom Suozzi actively calling them out. Not just in private. Publicly, he's saying shit. Because he's one of the few Democrats. Listen, he's still a party line vote on most issues, but I don't think he's actually crazy. He has to be a party line vote, just like Jared Golden. Because if he's not, these nutcases will go after him and his family. That's why Tom Suozzi, I think that's who they're talking about here. Does that mean he becomes a Republican and becomes the next Jeff Van Drew? I don't think so. But the fact that there's some Democrats actively saying this now, not a good sign for their party. Because they're realizing, oh, wait a second. All these moderate voters, they may not be voting Republican. They may not become Republican voters. They're not going to vote in Democrat primaries. And if they don't vote in Democrat primaries, guess what? You're fucked in a primary. So, I don't know. If Suozzi leaves the Democrat Party, would he be Republican or independent? Here's the thing. Again, he's a party line vote, but unlike a lot of these other Democrats that claim to be moderate, but they're party line votes, I think he's one of the few that's an actual like moderate on most issues, especially immigration. So I think if he leaves the Democrat Party, he would be an independent. But I guess there is a possibility he is Jeff Andrew too. Like I said, I think it's very unlikely, but Tom Suozzi is a somewhat reasonable Dem. He's somewhat not crazy. Compared to, especially compared to other people. Like Jared Golden. If he became a Republican, he would be far more conservative. It's just he has to vote crazy sometimes to appease these people. So Pelosi would have done something about this, but Hakeem is a coward. Yeah. Pelosi would have never let this happen. She would have never let these nutcases win. But, well, Hakeem Jeffries is incompetent. So, Daniel Strange for 10. If Democrats split into progressives / liberals, it may be good for the GOP initially, but eventually a critical mass of disaffected liberals that join the GOP could split it into nationalists / neocons. I wouldn't go that far just yet. I don't think the party splits yet, but I do think there are some, they're reaching a breaking point. We've been talking about this for, what, a year now? 2 years? That, yeah, Democrats or Republicans have problems, but they're still mostly united on the core issues, like immigration, like basic stuff like that. But now, if they keep going down this rabbit hole of insanity where they support these nutcases across the board, there will be a bunch of Democrats that leave the party eventually. Like, at some point, even Tom Suozzi is going to realize these people are nuts. This is not the Democrat Party of even 15 years ago. These people are just batshit crazy. They got to go. It's honestly depressing how ineffective and weak Jeffries is. Yeah, he's useless. He is utterly useless as a majority leader, or I should say minority leader. And Luke is back. We're talking about
What is up,
the
real
potential,
America?
the possibility that Tom Swazi may leave Democrats. Talk about that.
Tom Swazi. So
What?
he's got hyper TDS. Side effect, basically a moderate Republican these days.
Like I said, like I do think if he wasn't a Democrat, he would be more moderate. That's my hot take about it.
Well, even then, he had like a 50% from numbers USA, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah,
last
but
term.
he has to vote crazy
Yeah.
to appease these people in the
Yeah.
primaries. That's why I think President's in trouble in Washington.
Mhm.
I think she's screwed, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think Perez might lose her primary. Yeah.
Well, it is a jungle primary, but of course,
No, I will say there was the last poll conducted had her challenger up.
yeah. Would Obama have allowed this to happen? No. Pelosi would never let this happen, but I don't know what Hakeem Jeffries is doing. That's their leader, Hakeem Jeffries. He's just letting these nutcases take the party over and not pushing back at all. Seriously? Jeffries' incompetence is a borderline national security threat. Yeah. Not good. President Gilbert getting up for 10. I just don't see how the Democrat Party becomes a functional party or a party that exists in the future. America could become a one-party state if things get that bad. Well, yeah, you cannot have a party this crazy. You just can't. It's not sustainable. I get Democrat voters, they vote a line 90% of the time, but there's gonna be some that realize this is too far. This is way too fucking far.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there.
I don't know.
There was connection issues.
But yeah, so I don't think Democrats split as a party, but I do think at some point, if they're going to address this, do they either fully embrace the DSA insanity, or do they actually realize these people are crazy and kick them out of the party? And it looks like they're leaning towards appeasing these radicals. So, good luck. What do you think,
The
Luke?
left.
What do you think?
The left. No, the left broke me, dude. It's
What do you mean?
realistically speaking, they broke me. But no, I agree. The Democrats are going fucking batshit. These people want to burn the fucking country down. They hate this country. They hate the United States. And we need to beat these people. And the moderate Democrats need to pick a fucking side. Either they're on Team America or they're on Team fucking socialist. Okay,
even
what it
people
is.
like I bring up Tom Swazi. I don't think he actually hates America, for example. I don't think he does. And I think
Most Democrats don't.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, a lot of them are kind of nuts, but there are still some that have like half a brain still. They got to realize, hey, your party's screwed. If you actually give a shit about America, and listen, you can join Republicans. We're not, listen, a lot of them would not be the best on the issues. But I would assume there would be some that would be much more moderate if they weren't a Democrat. Just my opinion, but we'll see. Thrawn for 2. Is Hakeem next to be replaced? I think so. I think Hakeem Jeffries get forced out eventually. Because he's so incompetent. I don't know what he's doing. What is he trying to accomplish here? We'll welcome them in with open arms. If they're actual moderates, sure. But that does not mean one single issue like Israel. No, if you're actual moderates in most issues, fine. They're going to pick Team Socialist. Yeah, I think the top people are going to pick these nutcases. But I think some of the rank and file people, they're going to say, fuck this. We're out of here. We'll see. Let's see. Is it Hakeem from New York? Yes, he is, and he sucks. Jeffries only got elected as leader because of the color of his skin. Yeah, basically. I don't know why he was elected outside of that. What was the appeal of Hakeem Jeffries? Let's see. I don't want them in the Republican
the-
Party. I want them to change the Democrat Party. Well, here's the problem. How do Democrats? How do they take their party back for these nutcases? How?
They can't. They fucking can't. This is the fucking party.
Yeah.
Every young Democrat believes this bullshit. We are fucked as a country. You guys realize this? If you do not get fucking involved and purge this shit out, our country is going to unironically turn into DAC, that fucking nutcase, versus James Fishback. That is where we're fucking heading. Okay? This far right bullshit is taking over the right. This are like the younger wing of the right, not as much as the left. Both sides are going down this fucking terrible extremist pathway. Left did it first, now the right's doing it to get back at it. The right in America has to be the group that stands for the traditional American. What is that traditional America? It's not this idea about heritage Americans, about white people first. It's not that bullshit. Our values as America are what is written in the Constitution, the rights of people, people's basic freedoms. That is what we should fight for. The individualism, the right of free markets. That is what the right should
Even
fight
then,
for.
I would even say like the more right wing faction. I would even say they're not even as crazy.
And for the record, I'm going to oppose this bullshit that John Rose spout on here. Yes, I'm calling them out because John Rose calls out me to his people. No, white race. We are not the white race first. I'm sorry, that's bullshit. And I'm done.
I disagree with that.
I'm done with this stupid shit. No, not every minority wants to kill white people. I've met some great minorities who work in politics and do way more work than John Rhodes will ever do in his life in politics. And I'm tired of these people, like saying all the minorities want to kill and rape white people. No, fuck off. I've had it with these people. So I'm sorry I'm going off, but I'm tired. I'm stressed about a lot of shit. But I'm going off on these people. No, this isn't a racial movement. And yeah, the left is going fucking far left, and the way we beat them is staying in the fucking normal. Be normal. We don't go fucking extreme. We don't go batshit. We are the normal side. We are not going to be a white race shit. I don't know. Okay, go on, Rap.
American Order for 2. Who would replace Jeffries as the Democrat House leader? Fuck, I would know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Zach Mario for 5. Luke, individualism, and the Constitution are impossible without white Americans. Case study in New York City. That's what chat said.
Okay, so what? Yeah. Make that argument, but at the end of the day, you guys make it seem like minorities are incapable of supporting the Constitution.
What I think people are meant, what I think it brings up is it just means it's forced diversity shit.
I oppose
that's why I think
immigration. I support reducing immigration. Don't get me wrong. What I am saying is I'm tired of these people saying the GOP needs to become basically a white interest party. I don't want that to be the case. I don't like racial identitarianism. We shouldn't be identifying with that. Oh, other people do it. Yeah, and that's wrong. And we shouldn't want to do that. Because the opposition does it doesn't mean we should do it as well. We need to be taking a stand against this bullshit. That's what we need to be doing.
All right. Let's see. Why not form a populist alliance with left populists? Fuck that. Absolutely not.
No, that's fucking. That is the worst. Yeah, fuck that shit.
Because listen, the populists on the left are not the same as the populists on the right. Well, first of all, that's the first thing. And the nutcases on the left, they're the populists, allegedly. Like, look at Rokana. He's saying, yeah, Elon Musk killed 30 million people in a year. That's what he's saying. That is the populist left, by the way. That's what they're saying. Listen, I'm not saying every populist Democrat's like that, but it's like a lot of them are like that. They're the schizophrenic types. They're the anti-establishment people. And just because they're anti-establishment does not make them good. Like, I can't believe I have to explain this, but yeah, it's just the Mamdani side. So, yeah.
Well, no, the popular hating elites just because you hate elites is retarded. I'm sorry. Populism this idea, no. What separates us from the opposition is not that we hate the elites and they are the elite. What separates it is because we are for the traditional America. We are for the values America was built on. That's what we are for. Those values. Okay, that is what's so. If there are elites who are pro those values, we're with those elites. If there are elites who are anti, we're anti those elites. But we're not anti all elite. The left hates those values. You cannot ally with the left. The left wants to kill you. And I'm not saying your average Democrat, but what I'm saying is the left that is increasingly taking over the Democratic Party. I don't think Nancy Pelosi believes this, but I definitely think DAC believes this. Zohran believes this. All these nut jobs who won their primaries believe that. These are the people you got to worry about. Not the elites. The elites. What is the elite? Who are the elite? Everyone said
it's
it.
a different interpretation of both sides, but
I know. Yeah, go on.
Devious Aftershock for 5. If you're a suburban moderate who left the GOP due to Trumpism in 2016, you're stuck in a very peculiar position due to the incoming DSA takeover. Yeah. President Gilbert Giddy up for 5. Just because you're populist in either left or right, it doesn't mean you're good or better. Yeah. You could be a normal person that's more populist and be fine. But there's plenty of schizophrenics who are populist, and that does not mean they're good. So, anyways. Let me rephrase that. Can a compromise be reached with some populist left types so we can take over the... Okay, so there are some that are normal. I'm not denying that, but there's plenty of the populist left types. There's plenty that are just nuts. That's the issue. So, yeah, like Tesla says in chat, the elites are just a nice way to say a certain ethnic group that gets blamed for every problem. So, yeah, basically.
Exactly. The unironically, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that. Again, I have issues with the elites also. You can have issues with them, but not be fucking insane over it.
You can have issues with some elites, but like the idea of having issue with the elites, like they're not a monolith. There's like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg are not a fucking monolith. I thought like this is basic for people to understand, but evidently it's not, because again, one thing I call it's called slopulism for a reason. Because
Slopulism. Yeah. Okay, I think that's kind of it for today. Kind of all the stuff. It was a shorter stream today, so I think it's a good time to end it here. If you guys did enjoy today's stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. I think that's it. I don't think so. I think, right?
That's it. That's it.
All right.
Hope you enjoyed the crash out, because tired as fuck.
All right. Godspeed to all of you. Actually, we had a quick super chat. K-Cup for 5. The left wants to put you in jail / unalive you and take away your kids because you assume that their body is just maturing and they aren't a girl. Yeah, basically. A lot of people like that. It's insane, but all right. We'll see you guys next